Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Shadowhunters Season 3, Episode 11, Lost Souls. It's here. Shadowhunters is finally here. Freeform is not fooling anybody by trying to say they're giving us 10 episodes plus the 2-hour finale when we all know this was filmed and ready to be out in August before they cancelled the show, but I'm not getting into all that now. This show is everything to me. I'm so happy it's back. I'm not prepared for all the suffering I'm about to do for these characters. While it's been off air for the last 6,000 years, I went to London MTM Comic Con in October and I met Kat, Emerald and Alberto, and they were lovely and it was amazing, and I'm just so ready for this show. Let's go.
Leave guards in the escape.
Hey children, there you are. It's been so long. Jace, careful. That was awesome. Careful. Oh god, I love them so much and I miss them so much, and this guy, I'm very... Jace? Jace! Jace, I love you, be careful. I doubt he's thinking very clearly at the moment. I don't even get an opening scene to feel relaxed in at all. Just straight to the stress. Jace with his mind clear could take anybody. Jace thinking that he's lost Clary and hating himself. I can't believe I'm actually watching Shadowhunters again. I'm so happy and also so stressed and so sad. Jace! Jace! That was very stupid! Oh, Jace.
You could have gotten yourself killed. Hey!
You really could have.
He is my responsibility. This is all my responsibility.
No, it's not. It's not your fault.
If it wasn't for me, Clary would still be alive.
That's not true. You didn't do anything. Oh. Someone hug him for me. Oh, Jace. I hate this show. I love this show. It sucks because obviously we know she's not dead, but they don't, and that just, it hurts even though, oh, because the characters don't know, the characters are feeling it. Ugh. Simon. You didn't. Even if she had died because of that, it wasn't you. Oh. Someone finally getting the hug they need. This is a lot. Oh no. It's okay, Jace, you're gonna get it back. Oh. It's okay, it's all gonna be okay. Someone hug him, please. We're gonna see Clary now. Getting Jace's plotline from the books. City of Lost Souls. And there's Jonathan.
Morning.
It's gonna be weird calling him Jonathan and not Sebastian, because in the books he keeps the name Sebastian.
Don't you see the family resemblance?
No. How is it going to work in the show? Now how it worked in the book, their connection in the rune.
In the flesh.
Delightful.
I got Earl Grey, your favorite.
I like the books, given that she still doesn't like him.
If Clay found out you're still alive.
I forgot about that. I mean, I didn't forget about it, but obviously it's not from the book, so it wasn't.
Never find you.
Need to exonerate her for that. At least wait for the apartment to go to someplace a bit, like, more accessible. It's hard being an evil, monstrous brother whose sister hates him. He's got to do everything without magic.
You're beautiful the way you are.
Tiger has stripes. I have eyeliner. Sweet pea.
If I didn't try to play hero, Clary would still be alive.
And so would Lilith.
It was Clary's
What happened to
plan.
Clary happened because of the Queen of Hell, not because of you. Someone tries to attack you.
Clary didn't try to attack me.
Oh. If she was really dead, it would just take time to work through. I definitely understand the impulse to go as far away from Jonathan as you can, but I don't think this is the best out plan.
Have you seen Jace?
This whole show is just my heartbreaking for Jace. That wasn't you! God, he's just been through so much and none of it is his fault. And I'm dead for him. Oh, Jace. Jace. No, that wasn't you.
Jace. I miss her too. So much.
The things I've done.
It wasn't you, it was the owl.
Yeah, I know, but I have his memories. Attacking those mundanes.
Jace doesn't deserve this.
Hurting Imogen.
I understand the kind of pain you're in, Jace.
No, you don't.
That's true.
I'm sorry, you don't.
I've never loved anyone the way you love Clary.
You see, that's not the time for this.
But promise me you're not gonna hurt yourself.
I promise.
Oh, Jace. Like I've got a dagger through my heart. He needs to find out Clary's alive so he has something to work towards ASAP.
Bray or Mordecai, Ali Van Allen O'Sh.
What?
She's right behind the door.
So I can't kiss my boyfriend.
Nana? Oh gosh, she escaped, didn't she? It's okay. Oh.
Get away from her!
But Jonathan gonna do something to actively bring her under his sort of control, allegiance. Spoiler for books, when Jace has that rune, his will is just sort of does whatever Jonathan Sebastian in the books wants and just is under his control. Oh dear, Clary. But it also made Sebastian Jonathan care about Jace kinda in his own weird controlling way. They've got the same thing with Clary, but it's different, and I can't wait to see what the show's gonna do with it. And she's just not having a good day, and I'm just rambling so I can stop worrying about everyone on the show, because if I'm rambling then my brain is not thinking.
I need to be part of this.
You can't sideline him.
I know how she thinks.
He makes the occasional stupid decision to give someone a potion to destroy someone's love, but other than that, he's Magnus.
Okay.
Actually,
He's gonna bench you.
it can't.
Jace, it is for the best
You're
right
gonna listen to
now.
me. Clary is dead. Death wish.
You should have killed me when you had the chance, and Clary would still be
Yeah,
here.
but she's not. It's a disgrace to her memory.
It's a little bit overly harsh. I think he does need a bit of tough
If I
love.
lost you, I'd be lost too.
Oh. Just heartbroken and dead.
Sorry. You're right. I didn't think of it like that.
Hug him, please.
If you ever feel like this, you have to come to me.
Yeah.
Okay, talk to
I'm
me.
so glad he has people in his life now.
All right?
Seeing as I can't do it. Oh, I love them so much. Oh, Jace. You're gonna get through this. Even if Clary wasn't alive, you would get through this.
She made Simon feed on Becky in front of their mom.
Oh my god.
You didn't tell
Luckily, Becky's
Maya.
okay.
Me leaving had nothing to do with Simon. I just
I
needed
feel like
to be
it's the
alone.
end for that relationship.
I'm more like that. And I think Simon is too.
Because you two are very well matched.
Right now, if anyone could help,
Yes, he will help.
I thought it would be you.
Gosh, it's like you just tried to kidnap your sister, make her breakfast, and she runs off through Siberia. Oh, Magnus. I wonder how long it will before he gets his powers back. I fully believe he will. Magnus is still awesome, even when he doesn't have his powers. But he's not trained in fighting like this. Magnus?
I understand that you don't trust me, but I would like to ask you to try.
Don't trust, doesn't like, doesn't care,
How
doesn't...
could I possibly trust?
I feel like going along with his plan would be the best way to get out of here.
You were raised by a sadistic father?
Jace was raised by Valentine.
Jace, I can't deny the things I've done. But you need to know that's behind me now.
Doesn't work like that.
I'm onto something.
You do look a bit like a crazy
What
person.
is this?
Oh, Magnus. Oh, Magnus. Good job.
I should never have let him come.
Well, she might have gone after him any other time. Just who was hoping to see, I'm sure.
Who lives in hiding in the sewers in New York? Say he's
Called
the oldest
Erg.
vampire in the city. Maybe
Sorry, just the gifted reference. Pretty sure I watch people live in the sewers these days. State of the world.
aren't all the legends true?
Yep. You can do this, Magnus. They've got a plan. Just hold out. I'll get Magnus to safety. Where are they? Good job, Izzy.
That I am posthumously pardoning her of her crimes against the claim.
Well, that's handy, thank you.
That means a great deal to all of us.
And it will mean a lot in the
Young
short
woman saved
term.
my life. Unfortunately, many in Alicante consider you and your institute heroes.
They're
taking
right.
down Lilith.
She is so nice in the books. She's an ally. She sides with them against everybody else all the time.
The Clave does not engage in torture.
Very assuring. She is so lovely in the books.
And I'm proud of you.
Oh, for what?
I'm proud of you too.
You're powerful enough to hold your ground and keep your memories of
Exactly.
Mazzy's. It comes from your inner strength that you are overflowing with.
It's true.
This is the last time I plan on getting beaten up. It's time I learn how to fight without my magic.
Well, I
Yeah,
never think I'm
that's a
too
very
much
good
for
idea. And Alec could definitely help you with that.
How do you know he's not a myth, like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster?
What makes you think Bigfoot's a myth?
And as a 3-year-old, I told my family that I saw the Loch Ness Monster, so
But if you want me to go...
No, you've done more than enough.
this is very awkward. I definitely don't feel like their relationship has long for the world.
You're not alone.
Dreamed of visiting since she was a little girl.
Oh. Yep, that's how it worked in the books too. Oh god.
We're one now, little sister. You and I,
Oh god.
we're one.
Oh, oh Clary. Oh, my show, don't end. I love this show so much. It's so fascinating to me how they're taking the Jace and Jonathan plotline from City of Lost Souls and flipping it with Clary. The last line of City of Fallen Angels is, "You are mine now, little brother, you are mine." And so "we are one now, little sister" kind of feels like the same thing. Oh, it's so interesting. And I see in the book, Jace is, like I said, sort of under the mind control of Sebastian for the most part. You know, he doesn't actually have free will. He does whatever Sebastian wants. But he thinks, "I'm loving this. I love my buddy Sebastian, my brothers, everything's great." And it's only, you know, kind of deep down he's fighting it. But, you know, like his kind of his consciousness is going along with it all and thinking it's all wonderful times. And, you know, Clary does everything she can to try and break through. And when the few times he does break through, it's very distressing. But obviously so far, Clary is linked to Jonathan, but she's still Clary. She still hates him, she still tries to kill him, and she's still good old Clary we love, killing him. And then the connection of if you hurt one, the other gets hurt is the same as it was in the books with Jace and Sebastian. But so far Clary is still Clary, and so I'm really interested. In some of the trailers it looked like they were going to make her go dark. So is Jonathan going to do something to her to make her align with him and join #Team Evil, as they've been tweeting about, which, you know, in the books was a sort of a thing. I'm just, I love it. I can't wait to see. I love how they do, like, as a book fan, you know, I'm fully aware, and I haven't since the beginning, that this show is not going to be an accurate word-for-word adaptation of my books, but they are so faithful to the books in certain ways. Tonally, the characters, things happen in a way that I feel like could have happened like that in the books, they just didn't, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this. Jace, I am so glad that Isabel hugged him, that Alec, I think, saying that he was disgracing her memory was very harsh. I think Jace definitely needed some tough love in that moment to kind of shake him and to make him kind of see a little bit of sense, because he's just drowning in his grief and self-hatred and suffering of everything that Al did, and just all of the mental torture he went through when he was trapped in his own mind. You know, he was wanting them to kill him then, and I'm glad that they kind of touched on that with having them sort of him holding that dagger, and just it made me think, it made him think, I'm sure, and everyone think of when he had that dagger and he was begging Alec and Izzy to kill him, saying he tried so many times, and yet he's got people fighting for him and in his corner, and that makes me so happy. And I love Alec and Jace. I love Alec. You know, their parabatai bond is everything to me. I love Jace and Izzy's relationship so much, and just Jace suffering kills me. I hope he does follow up on Luke's plans, but I hope he tells people about it. I know, spoiler alert for the books, that in the books it ends up being Clary with Jace and Jonathan, but that's because they kidnap her. I could see it being Jace sort of trying to get Clary back and sort of doing, risking his life and trying to do penance for everything he did or whatever. I'm very intrigued to see where it's going to go next. I'm just not even making sense, because I'm so happy this show is back. I kept just, every moment it was on, thinking, my show is here, my show is here. And I'm trying to save it every moment, because the world is awful and we don't have that many episodes left. Only 11 now. And so yeah, Jace, Dominic Sherwood needs to stop, because he is just too talented, and he just gets straight to my soul and just rips it out every single time Jace feels any emotion. I loved the Lightwood sibling scenes in this episode a lot. Then Luke's crazy plan. I mean, I think Luke actually is making a lot of sense, but he's doing it in that kind of frantic father mode, which does make him seem very crazy. But I hope Jace does listen to him. I mean, it's the fact that we know the apartment moved from the first place to the second place, so, you know, you think, or maybe they don't know that happened actually, we just as viewers know that, would be able to think it would happen. And they're moving apartments from the books as well, which is really cool. I didn't piece that together stupidly in 3A. Then we have Simon, and my heart is breaking for Simon. Because he thinks he's killed Clary, and in the same way that, you know, Jace is blaming himself, yet kind of logically knows it wasn't his fault, but he's blaming himself, Simon is doing the same thing. And, you know, Clary was okay with the plan. It was Clary's plan, the ultimate thing that caused Lilith to die. Clary helped. She was willing to do it, and they all would have been willing to die to stop Lilith, and ideally Jonathan, but they obviously don't know that they did not stop Jonathan. And so I am just dying for Simon as well, and having that happen right after he lost his mum. At least he still has Rebecca. I don't know if they can see each other. And then his terror that he could hurt somebody else, because I suppose, yeah, he could think that, you know, if he's walking down the street with Maya and someone attacks him, then the blast could kill her too. So I'm glad that Maya was there to kind of shake him out of his grief a little bit, like Jace needed to be, and to kind of be doing more, taking steps, doing things that are proactive. Because when you're grieving, if you just sit there and suffer and wallow in it, sometimes you need to do a bit of that, but it's not going to help you heal, it's not going to help you move on. You have to sort of start making steps in your life, and they can be steps towards fixing a problem, towards being there for other people. You've got to do something, and so I'm glad that they are both doing that, and I hope Jace, like I said, will be okay, and that Simon will go find his sewer vampire, which, every show I watch, there are people in the sewers, it's crazy. So I'm very intrigued about that, where it's going to go with that, and what they're going to do with the mark. I obviously know what happens with his mark in the books, and I mean, how he got the mark is different in the books. He doesn't think he's killed Clary at any point with his mark in the book, so it's going to be very exciting to see what they do with Simon there. And I think they did it quite well with Simon and Maya, is that there is something, you know, that's off there. You know, she left him, and again, she had every right to go and find her own headspace and figure stuff out, but she chose to do that without him. He's gone through a lot without her, and part of the course that was her ex coming back and everything. Like, I do feel like they played that very awkwardness between the two of them really well, and I always struggled to get behind Simon and Maya at all, because as a book reader, I knew that they weren't an endgame couple, and kind of in a show, I sort of feel a little bit like, oh, what's the point of this couple when I know they're not going to be endgame? It's the same in, like, if in, say, a show where you know there's an endgame couple, if one of them hooks up with someone else for a bit, there's no emotions there, because you know it's not going to end with them being together. So I kind of would like to see that come to a nice end, where they're both kind of okay with it, and then they can both move towards their endgame couples, or at the very least Simon can, because we all love this Simon's endgame couple very much. And I need Clay's back in my life. Just seeing Jace, just mourning her, it is not okay. Magnus, everything, even like the way his hair didn't look quite as like dramatically ornate as it used to, and struggling with his makeup, you know, for Magnus. Gosh, he is so old that it would just be impossible. So there would be so many times he'd go to do something, snap his fingers, and nothing would happen because he doesn't have magic, and that would be such a hard transition for him, and he would feel helpless and he would feel useless. But I'm glad he's got someone like Alec there to just keep his head on, to say, no, you're still amazing, you're still awesome. And he is, like, he had that sword, you know, he's never used a sword before, as far as, he doesn't have no need to, it would have been fun if he had. Yet he was able to hold off so many of Iris's blows with just the sword, and then he was able to resist her when she was in his mind. You know, Magnus is awesome, and I hope it doesn't take him too long to get his powers back, because he needs them to be Magnus. And yes, Magnus deserves his powers. It was quite nice seeing Malik sort of being parenty. If you've read the books, you might have ideas about where that could go in the future, but yeah, I like seeing Madsy popping up all the time, even though she's not a book character. It was nice to check in with Raphael, you know, he's just serving in a soup kitchen, doing penance for all the crimes he did, because he did kind of lose his mind a little bit, and we still got to deal with the annoying vampire girl, whose name I've already forgotten. Oh my god, my brain. Jace was crying and it just destroyed my brain. So yeah, this was really, really fantastic. They're going to go to Paris next, and I know that there have been some stills from Paris, and you know, in the book they go to all sorts of cities in Europe and around the world. So I'm just very excited to see where it goes next, and just how it's all going to come into play, because obviously Jonathan, he loves the fact that he's linked to Clary in this way, and when they do first meet up with Jace, I could see Jace, or any of them, but you know, Jace in particular, because it would be more emotional for him, stabbing Jonathan and then seeing Clary go down. You know, in the book it happens kind of differently, Jonathan gets cut and then Jace feels it and then Clary realises that they're linked, and I think Jocelyn still attacks Sebastian and then she's like, so that would hurt Jace. It's all very dramatic. So yeah, I am very excited to see where it's going to go next. I think Jonathan is going to do something to try and get Clary on his side because he has his creepy obsessive love of his little sister. And yeah, but it's very interesting that they've taken away the dynamic that the rune had in the book. It was the rune that bound them together and the rune that made them love each other. I mean, with Sebastian, it was very much like controlling. He was dominant, controlling love. It wasn't like they were equals, but it was different. And I'm very excited to see where it's going to go next. It didn't dampen Jace's love for Clary, so I'm hoping that whatever happens, Clary will still love Jace. And then I can't wait for her to just be away from him so I can have some good Clay scenes. I need them in my life. So yeah, that was, oh, my show's back. That was fantastic. Oh, is it next week? Yeah. Thank you for watching.